I want you to think about the last time you personally researched a product. Did you fill out a form and wait for a sales rep? Or did you Google it and look at the AI overview? Or even just went straight to ChatGPT or Claude, checked a few reviews, and made up your mind before you ever talked to anyone? Because that is exactly what your buyers are doing in 2026. In fact, 94% of B2B buyers use AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini to research and compare vendors last year. Over half of B2B buyers actually prefer a rep-free buying experience. They want to self-serve. They are building shortlists, forming opinions, and making decisions. And most of that happens before they ever talk to a sales team. But most B2B teams are still marketing the old way. They're gating their best content behind forums, doing cold outreach, and hoping someone books a call. A few years ago, that playbook worked. But the landscape has shifted, and there are a few key changes you need to make to your strategy to keep up. So today we're gonna walk through the 6 shifts that separate the B2B teams that are growing right now from the ones that are falling behind. We'll go over what is working, what is dead, and where you need to be putting your energy right now. And it all starts with understanding who your buyer actually is in 2026. Because if you get this wrong, nothing else we cover today will work. So let's get into it. 211 days. That's how long the average B2B deal takes from start to finish. Nearly 7 months. And it is not just one person making that decision. It is a team of 6 or 7 people researching across dozens of different channels, your website, your competitors, review sites, AI tools, before anyone ever picks up the phone. Millennials and Gen Z now make up the majority of B2B buying teams. These are people who grew up with Netflix, Uber, and one-click purchasing. They bring those same expectations to business buying. They don't want to sit through a sales call before they've even seen a pricing page. Your marketing has to do the selling now. Your website, your content, your visibility in search and AI, and your reputation in the market are what determine whether you even make the short list. And by the time sales gets involved, the customer has most likely already decided. Now, if you're looking at these data points and thinking, my lead gen strategy was not built for this, here's what I would do. Before you change anything about your channels or your content, make sure your lead generation foundation is actually solid. Because none of the shifts we're about to cover will matter if your system is not set up to convert. I've linked a free guide below that covers how to build the right lead magnets, set up landing pages that actually work, score and nurture your leads so nothing falls through the cracks, and use SEO to drive the right traffic into that system. Grab it now so you have the foundation locked in before we get into more of the shifts. So how do you stay ahead of this? 3 things. First, make your marketing self-serve. Your buyers want to research on their own, so give them everything they need to do that. Pricing on your website, product demos they can watch without booking a call, and comparison content that answers their questions before they have to ask. Second, think about the full 7-month journey, not just the last conversation. If it takes 211 days and 76 touch points, you need to be showing up consistently across that entire window, not just when someone raises their hand. And third, audit where you're actually visible right now. If a buyer is researching your category on Google, on ChatGPT, on review sites, are they finding you? Or are they only finding your competitors? That is the question everything else in this video is going to help you answer. That third step is about to become a lot more important because there is a completely new place your buyers are discovering brands. And most B2B teams have no idea they're invisible there. All right, so when was the last time you Googled something and actually clicked on a result? Not scrolled through AI generated answers at the top, not asked ChatGPT instead, actually clicked a blue link. If you had to think about it, that's what I want you to notice. Your buyers are doing the same thing. Nearly 60% of Google searches now end without a click. And this is the biggest shift in B2B visibility that most teams are still ignoring. So if you've been noticing your traffic declining, this is where you need to focus. Here are the facts. When buyers do search Google, 72% of them are now seeing AI-generated answers at the top of the page. But, and this is the most important part, 90% of those people click through to at least one source that AI cited. So AI is not killing clicks, it is redirecting them. And if you're not one of the sources being cited, you're not getting any of that traffic. So the question becomes, how do you actually show up in these AI-generated answers? This is what is called answer engine optimization, or AEO. Think of it as the next evolution of SEO. And here are the 4 things you need to get right. 1, structure your content so AI can pull from it. That means clear headings, direct answers to specific questions, FAQ sections, and concise summaries at the top of your pages. Make it easy for AI to find and quote your content. 2, be consistent about what your brand does. AI needs to understand exactly what you offer, who you serve, And what makes you different? If you describe your product 5 different ways on 5 different pages, AI gets confused about what you actually do. 3, and this is the big one, you need other people talking about you. Take a look at this. 95% of all citations come from sources the brand did not pay for. Press coverage and industry publications alone account for 82%. Reviews, press mentions, expert features, and being part of industry conversations matter more than ever. And 4, be present where AI is actually pulling its information from. LinkedIn posts from your team, YouTube videos with transcripts, Reddit threads in your space, and industry forums. These are the platform AI reads and references. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I have no idea where my brand actually stands in AI answers right now, HubSpot just launched a tool for exactly this. It's called HubSpot AEO. Let me show you how it works. You start by entering your brand name and domain. Then it asks you to add any variations, different spellings, capitalizations, acronyms, so it catches every mention across AI answers, not just exact matches. Next, it auto-generates a list of your competitors. For us, it pulled in Salesforce, Zoho, Pipedrive, ActiveCampaign. You can add more or remove ones that don't apply. Then you select which product and which customer profile you want to track first, and it generates the AI search prompts for you. These are actual questions your buyers are typing into ChatGPT or Gemini right now. And once that's set up, and it takes about 5 minutes, you land on the dashboard. And this is where it gets interesting. You get a brand visibility score. That's the percentage of prompts where AI actually mentions you. You can see it broken out by ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. And you can see how it changes over time. And right next to it, you can see your competitors, who is getting mentioned, where they're showing up, and you're not. You can try this tool for free for 28 days. The link is below. Now, showing up in AI answers is one side of this, but there is a mistake almost every team is making with AI on the other side, and it is costing them more than they realize. Here's a stat that every marketer using AI right now should be paying attention to. 87% of marketers say AI made them more productive, but only 58% say their content actually got better. And 1 in 8 say AI made their content worse. If you're using AI purely as a content machine, faster blog posts, more social captions, automated email sequences, volume, this is the biggest mistake your team is making right now. The internet is flooded with AI generated content, and buyers can tell. So how do you stay ahead here? The teams that are winning are not the ones producing more. They're the ones producing better. Here's how. Use it for testing. Run your experiments faster and figure out what's working. Use it for repurposing. Take one strong piece of content and turn it into 10 different versions for different audiences. Use it for research. Track what your competitors are doing and spot the gaps. And use it for analysis. Turn your campaign data into clear takeaways in minutes instead of days. But keep humans on strategy, keep humans on brand voice, and keep humans on judgment calls about what to say and why. AI handles the speed, humans handle the thinking. Now, back in HubSpot's AEO tool, check this out. The dashboard shows you their share of voice so that you can see exactly which prompts they're getting mentioned on and you are not. So instead of guessing what content to create, you're working from the same data AI is using to decide who to recommend. That is how AI helps you work smarter. But there's one thing it can't do. It can't create something original. And in 2026, that's the only type of content buyers actually trust. If you could generate a generic blog post about any topic in 10 seconds using AI, why would a buyer trust that same kind of content from your brand? They wouldn't, and that's exactly what is happening in B2B right now. A lot of brands are publishing what they call thought leadership that has no actual thought in it. Generic takes on industry trends and articles that could have been written by anyone about anything. That content is not cutting through in 2026. 84% of B2B buyers rely on recommendations from peers and reviews early in the decision process. And 70% say the quality of your content directly influences whether they buy from you. So what actually works? Case studies with specific numbers. Revenue gain, time saved, costs reduced, not vague claims about helping companies grow. Real outcomes with real figures attached. Original research and data that only you have. If your company has unique data from your customers, your platform, or your industry, publish it. AI can't replicate that. Those are insights only you can share. Comparison pages and how it works content. How your product differs from the alternatives. Common questions buyers have about switching, and ROI calculators. This is the content that helps a group of decision makers actually say yes. Customer proof in every format. Video testimonials, written case studies, and a strong presence on review platforms like G2, Capterra, and TrustRadius. Buyers are checking these before they ever contact you. and content written by real people at your company, not anonymous brand posts. Real faces, real names, real expertise. That is what builds trust when anyone can generate convincing sounding text with AI. Here's a practical tip. The AEO tool has a citations tab that shows you exactly what AI is pulling from in your space. It breaks it down by content type, and it even shows you the specific domains getting cited most often. For example, if comparison pages dominate the citations for your key prompts and you don't have one, now you know what to create first. So you need proof, you need real data, and you need real people behind your content. But where do you actually build that kind of trust? Turns out, the answer is older than any of us expected. For years, the marketing world told you everything was going digital. Webinars over conferences, virtual events over in person, but here's what actually happened. Buyers got tired of it, and they started showing up in rooms again. 33% of B2B marketers plan to increase their investment in live events in 2026. Second highest area for increased spend, right behind AI tools. And the reason is simple. Buyers trust rooms where they can talk to each other, not just listen to your pitch. HubSpot renamed its annual conference to Unbound this year. Thousands of go-to-market leaders in Boston for 3 days. But the sessions aren't the main draw. It's the networking formats between them. Curated meetups, one-on-one brain dates, and community exchanges. That's where relationships start and deals move from interested to serious. Peer communities, industry Slack groups, review platform threads. Buyer decisions are shaped in those conversations. If you're not in them, you're invisible where it matters most. Now here's the online version of the same idea. Think about the last 5 LinkedIn posts you actually stopped scrolling for. How many were from a company page? Now how many were from a real person? Every algorithm agrees right now. People outperform brands, organic reach from company pages is declining, and posts from individual people get dramatically more engagement on the same content. So how do you stay ahead here? First, treat every event as a content engine. Film every session, pull quotes from attendees, run a follow-up content series after each event. One event can generate months of content if you plan for it. Second, get into the conversations your buyers are already having. Peer communities, industry groups, review platform threads. If you are not in those conversations, you are invisible during the part of the buying process that matters most. And third, activate the experts inside your company. Give your engineers, your customer success team, your founders the resources and confidence to share their expertise online in their own voice. And I'm not talking about corporate messaging here. Real perspective from real people. This builds trust, extends your reach, and makes your company a more attractive place to work. 3 wins from 1 investment. And here's something most people don't realize. Those community conversations, event recaps, and LinkedIn posts from your team, they show up as sources AI pulls from. The AEO tool breaks down your citations by channel, earned media, peer content, user-generated content, your own website, so you can actually see whether your community and advocacy work is showing up in AI answers or not. If peer content is driving citations in your space and you have 0 presence there, that is your gap. So events, community, employee voices, all of these are powerful, but there's a catch. Every single one of those channels can disappear tomorrow if someone else controls the platform. And that brings us to the shift that ties everything together. Imagine you spent 2 years building an audience on a social platform. Thousands of followers, consistent engagement, steady leads. Then one morning, the algorithm changes and your reach drops 70% overnight. That's not a hypothetical. That has happened to thousands of businesses, and it's gonna keep happening. A social platform can change its algorithm tomorrow and wipe out the reach you built. An ad platform can shift its policies and overhaul your entire strategy overnight. You don't own those channels, you're renting them. And that's why 30% of B2B marketers plan to increase investment in channels they do own in 2026. Your email list, your CRM, your website, and your content library matter more than any single social or ad platform. So how do you stay ahead? Build the channels you actually control. A newsletter that brings people back regularly, a content library that gives people a reason to return, and a community where your audience connects with each other and with you. Then pay attention to behavior, not just who someone is on paper, but what they're actually doing. Who visited your pricing page, who opened 3 emails in a row, who watched your product demo all the way through. That behavior tells you who is ready to buy. And make video the backbone of how you show up across all of these channels. Short form video on LinkedIn and YouTube is how people first discover your brand. Product demos and walkthroughs are replacing the live sales calls for buyers who want to learn on their own. Customer testimonial videos carry more weight than anything written, and personalized video outreach to specific companies is dramatically outperforming generic email sequences. If your team is still treating video as an optional extra or something you produce once a quarter, that needs to change. Video works at every stage of the buying process. And one more thing, the AEO tool does not just show you the gaps. Click over to the recommendations tab and it gives you a prioritized list of specific content to create and why it matters. So instead of guessing what to publish next on your own channels, you have a data-backed plan. And if you're rethinking your lead gen strategy after this, remember that the guide link below is the place to start. It covers how to build the actual conversion system, your landing pages, your forms, your lead scoring, your nurture sequences, because getting visibility is one half of this process. Turning that visibility into leads is the other. Look, the B2B playbook has changed, and the teams that keep running the old version are gonna keep losing deals to buyers who already made up their minds before the first sales call. Here's what it comes down to. Your buyers are researching without you, AI is deciding who gets recommended, and generic content is not cutting through anymore. The teams that are winning right now are the ones showing up where buyers actually look, creating content only they can create, and building channels they actually own. My name's Carl, and if this video helped you see where your marketing might be breaking down, hit like to let me know. And make sure to subscribe to HubSpot Marketing if you want more on B2B marketing strategy and AI tools. See you on the next one.